In this video, you will learn how to make accurate frequency measurements using an Arduino. For this exercise, we will be using an Arduino Uno, a next-gen touchscreen display, and a square wave generator. The schematic is pretty simple today. We have our next-gen display here, which is powered by 5 volts and ground from the Arduino. Arduino pin 1, which is the TX pin, is connected to RX on the display. Up here with the sine wave generator, we have also powered with 5 volts and ground from the Arduino, and the output of the sine wave generator will go to digital input pin number 2. For the next-gen display, I kept things really simple. I just made a background here in PowerPoint. And then I have 2 text blocks. One will be updated by the Arduino, and one just gives the units of hertz. Today we will focus on 2 different techniques, one for low frequency measurement and one for high frequency measurement. But both of these techniques will work on square waves, sine waves, triangle waves, or even sawtooth waves. So let's start here with the code for low frequency measurement. Now, a lot of people will suggest using the pulse in command for low frequency measurement. And while this works very well for square waves, it doesn't work well with other waveforms such as a sine wave. And the reason is that in order for a pin to go high, it has to cross a certain voltage threshold, which will be different for every microcontroller that you use. And so you'll see here that the measurement that the pulse in would not represent a full half waveform as it would with a square wave. My code, on the other hand, is going to look for when we cross that threshold and then cross it again. So we'll get a full wavelength measurement. Okay, here up top we have a few integers. We've declared pin 2 as our input pin here in the void setup. We have long integers for the start and finish times of our frequency measurement, and we have a float that will display our frequency. Down here in the setup loop, we'll declare pin 2 as an input, and we will start serial communication with our display. Then down here in the loop, we will initialize our frequency to 0. And just to get better readings, I'm going to take 5 readings and then average them together. You don't have to do this, but it improves your accuracy. So what we have here is a for loop with 5 execution times. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the pin to go high, then low. We're going to record that time as our start time. Then we're going to wait for the waveform to go high and low again. And then we will record our finish time using the micros command. Now our frequency is going to be 1 million divided by the differences in times. And then we will average that 5 times, like I said, to get better readings. And then this command here is for printing to the next-gen display. And we will do that twice per second. Now, I already had this running, but I wanted to show you how accurate it is using a digital multimeter, showing 195.6 on the multimeter and pretty close to that on the Arduino. Just for fun, I've dialed the frequency down really low, and you can see it's still tracking quite closely with the multimeter. All right, now for our high frequency measurement code, we have a completely different technique. In the previous code, we measured the actual wavelength of the wave. In this case, we're going to set a timer and count how many voltage cycles we see within that time. So we still have pin 2 as our input. We have a long for our start time, and then we have a long of 1 million microseconds for our delay time. So we're going to count for 1 full second and see how many pulses we get. Now our frequency is going to be an integer rather than a float. And we have a count here, which we will make volatile since we're going to be using it in a subroutine as well. Down here in the setup loop, we will set the pin 2 as an input, and we will make that an interrupt pin. So anytime we see pin 2 rise, we will execute the subroutine, which I've cleverly named sub. We'll start our serial monitor, and we will initialize our start time using the micros command. Here in the loop, we will check if our time has passed. If micros is greater than our start time plus our delay time of 1 second, then we will set our frequency equal to how many times we counted. And then we'll reset our count back to 0 and set our start time back to 0, or the current clock time, I should say, and repeat the process over and over again. This command here is the same as the previous code. This will communicate with our next-gen display. So our subroutine called here by our digital interrupt pin is very simple. We have void sub, and all it does is increment the count by 1. So let's run this code and check it out. All right, so now you'll see we've got the frequency cranked up above 20 kilohertz in the ultrasonic range, and we are still tracking pretty close with our multimeter, which is reading 20.91, and we're reading 20.95 on our Arduino. Just for fun, let me dial up the frequency and see how high we can go. All right, so it looks like we can get up to about 30 kilohertz. That is it for lesson 20. Now, originally my plan was to only make 20 videos in this series, but depending on how well these videos do, I may be persuaded to make a few more. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.